Welcome to today's St. Anthony's classes. In engineering mechanics, we are considering the topic of equilibrium, and in equilibrium also we are considering support reaction, and here the question is written here: determine the reactions at A and E for the beam as shown in figure, and figure is given here. A beam is given, simply supported beam is given here, support A as well as support E. Support A is hinged support and support E is of roller support. Okay, and at a distance of 3 meter, one concentrated, otherwise pointed load of 100 kilonewton is there. Thereafter we are having a uniformly varying load, uniformly distributed load, not varying, uniformly distributed load of 20 kilonewton per meter, and here there is a couple of 100 kilonewton is also included here at the point C. Okay, the uniformly distributed load is from B to C, and then we are having at a point of D, we are having an inclined force of 200 kilonewton. It is inclined at 45 degree. Okay. Once you are getting such a question, the first thing that you have to make is a free body diagram. Okay, how to make the free body diagram? I am going to make the free body diagram here. Okay, exact length and all should be there. It is not like that. If length is little bit less or more, it will do. Okay. In free body diagram, see the point A as well as C. There is no need to draw this inclined line, then this roller and all. We are not going to show in the free body diagram. Okay, and the thing is that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 forces is given there, and 2 reactions are there. In this case, one is hinged support at A, other is the support is of roller support. Let us find out, let us think what will be the effect of hinged support and what will be the effect of roller support with an example. Suppose a small child is there, a small child is there, and if there is a lit candle is there, and the candle is lit already and the flame is there, and if the mother is restricting or prohibiting this small child not to touch that flame. Okay, so see, not to touch that flame means it is a restriction. A restriction is put upon the small kid. So what the child will do, the child at that time, otherwise on some other time, definitely will touch that flame. And when the child will touch that flame, then child will get hurt. Then it will start to cry. Okay. So what is the action? Action is touching that flame, and reaction is crying of the child. So this is the for Newton's law. As for Newton's law, we are knowing that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Okay, based upon that, I would like to explain regarding the hinged support and the roller support. See, this door is a good example of a hinged support. Okay, this door is hinged to the fixed frame. So what we can do with this door, we can close this door like this way, and we can open this door like this way. In both the time, the door is having an orientation, otherwise it is rotating here and there. That way it will get close as well as open. See, it means this means that this door is free to rotate. The door is free to rotate. So since the door is free to rotate, there is no reaction in the rotational, otherwise in orientation way. There is no reaction. Suppose I want to bring this door somewhere here. Is it possible? Horizontally, I cannot move this door horizontally here as well as there. Isn't it? It means that there is a restriction on this movement of this door, which is hinged support, moving in horizontal. Since there is a restriction, otherwise there is a prohibition, so there is a reaction. Which reaction is there? There is a horizontal reaction is there. Also, if I want to move this door up and down, that is also not possible. To move this door above as well as below, it is not possible. Okay, it means that a restriction is there in vertical movement also. Vertically up and vertically down is not possible. Because of that, since there is a restriction is present, so there is a vertical reaction. It means that this is a hinged support. It is having horizontal reaction as well as the vertical reaction. See, this chair, I am giving the example for the explanation of roller support. Okay, this chair is a roller chair. Okay, what is the kind of movement we can make with this chair? See, we can move it horizontally here and there. Okay, we can move it horizontally here and there. Okay, since it can move horizontally, since there is no restriction, horizontal restriction, then there will be no horizontal reaction also. But at the same time, we can rotate also. This chair we can rotate here and there also, isn't it? Since this can rotate in that way also, in orientation way, otherwise in rotational way, there is no reaction. But if I want to lift this chair vertically up as well as vertically down, it is not possible. Isn't it? It is clear. It is not possible. This chair, we cannot, by sitting this chair, we cannot move it vertically up as well as vertically down. Okay, so it means that in vertically there is a restriction. For vertical movement of this chair, there is a reaction. Okay, there is a restriction, so there is a reaction. So we can say that for the case of a roller support, there is only a vertical reaction. Okay, then I hope that you got regarding the hinged support as well as the roller support. Okay, so roller support, there is only a vertical reaction. Roller support is here at E. So here will be only a vertical reaction, that will be R V E. Otherwise, we can write it as RE also, reaction at E. But here at A, I told you with the example of that door, here there is horizontal reaction as well as vertical reaction. So this is the vertical reaction at A, V A, as well as there is a horizontal reaction also here, R H A. There is a horizontal reaction also here. Okay, now that part is clear. Now there is a load that is of concentrated load of 100 kilonewton concentrated load at a distance of 3 meter. So draw that concentrated load at a distance of 3 meter. Okay, this distance is of 3 meter. At a distance of 3 meter, this 100 kilonewton is there. Now another load is uniformly distributed load. Uniformly distributed load is, see, the concentrated load is having a unit of kilonewton. But in uniformly distributed load, the unit is given as kilonewton per meter. And the quantity is, magnitude is 20. 20 magnitude, that kilonewton per meter. Meter means per meter it is 20 kilonewton. So for 2 meter, what will be the this concept? What will be the load? 20 plus 20. It means 40. For 3 meter, it will be 20 plus 20 plus 20. So that will be 60. And for 4 meter, it will be 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20 4 times. So 80 kilonewton. Here it is 3 meters, so it will be 20 plus 20 plus 20. It means 60 kilonewton. Otherwise, we can multiply 3 with the 20, then we will get 60 kilonewton. Okay, so give the concentration whenever there will be a uniformly distributed load for making FBD, free body diagram, convert that uniformly distributed load into concentrated load, otherwise pointed load. So I have converted this 20 kilonewton per meter into concentrated load, that is 20 into 3, which is 60 kilonewton. And at what distance this 60 will come? The distance that the 60 will come, the distance is L by 2. Here L means the distance, how much the uniformly distributed load is spread. Here the uniformly distributed load is spread 3 meter. So this will be 3 divided by 2. So it will be 1.5. From where? From B, 1.5. At a distance of 1.5. Otherwise the middle point of 3 meter, the concentrated load, uniformly distributed load will act. Okay, so take 3 meter from here. This one is A and this one is B, and 1.5 meter only. This is 1.5 meter. 1.5 meter, and this will become 20 into 3. It means 60 kilonewton. See, I am now writing only 60 kilonewton. I am not writing 60 kilonewton per meter. If you write, then that will be wrong, because the meter is already gone when we multiply 20 with 3. Means divided by meter into meter. So that meter will go. Now what we are having? We are having a 100 kilonewton meter. What is 100 kilonewton meter? It is a couple. Okay, couple, if it is given anywhere, it means that the effect of the couple will be uniform anywhere in this beam. So we can draw that point. Here you can draw the couple also. Couple is of 100 kilonewton meter. A couple is also given here. We can write the point as C. It is already given there. And see, another one is an inclined load. An inclination is 45 degree and the load is 200 kilonewton. A 200 kilonewton load is given at the point D. At the point D, we are having an inclined load, isn't it? It is inclined at 45 degree and the load is 200 kilonewton. Load is 200 kilonewton, and this much distance will be 1.5, and this distance will be 3 meter. It is given there 3 meter, and the remaining distance is also 3 meter. It is given in the question. Now you see 100 kilonewton, 60 kilonewton are vertical, but this 200 kilonewton is inclined force. Okay, this 200 kilonewton is inclined force. Since it is inclined, you have to find out the vertical component as well as the horizontal component. So see, I have completed this free body diagram now. 200 cos 45 and 200 sin 45. By that way, it is completed the free body diagram. Now let us come for the solution. See, for static determinant, there are 3 equations. One equation is sigma fx equal to 0, and another one is sigma fy is equal to 0, and another one is sigma m about some point is equal to 0. By using this static equation, we can solve this given problem. Okay. Now first of all, I am going to apply sigma fx equal to 0. Sigma fx equal to 0. And here the rightward force, I am taking it as positive, and here the rightward force I am taking it as positive, and leftward force I am taking it as negative. Okay, see this force RHA is horizontal. RHA is horizontal. So RHA, and then we are having horizontal one more force, that is 200 cos 45. It is opposite direction. Means it is in left side it is going. So it will be minus 200 cos 45, that will be equal to 0. So RHA, this RHA will be is equal to, see I am having already the value, so I am writing that one, 141.42 kilonewton is the value of RHA. Here clockwise moment is taking us positive and anti-clockwise moment is taking us negative. Now let us start the calculations. RHA and RVA both are going through the point A, so it will be 0. Then also, in order to make everything thorough, I am taking those forces also and will multiply with 0. So we are having RHA, that is going through A only, so it will be 0. Then RVA is also there, that is going through A only, that is 0. Now we are having 100 kilonewton is there. See, 100 kilonewton, the effect is clockwise only, so it will be positive. 100. What is moment? Moment means force into perpendicular distance. What is the perpendicular distance here? It is 3. It is 3. So 100 into 3 plus another one is 60 kilonewton. That is at a distance of 3 plus 1.5 means 4. So 100, we are having another force. It is 60. So here it is 60 kilonewton multiplied by 4.5. Then we are having a couple. Okay, that as such we can write because it is already given us in kilonewton meter. That also is clockwise, so it will be 100. Then we are having 200 cos 45. What is the effect of 200 cos 45? It is going horizontally. It is going horizontally means that the force point of action is here. So it will be going like this way. This 200 will be going like this way, isn't it? So when it will be going like this way means that it is in collinear with this RHA. Otherwise it is moving through the point A. Since it is moving through the point A, the perpendicular distance of 2 cos 45, 200 cos 45 with A is 0. So we can write it as plus 200 cos 45 multiplied by 0. Then we are having another force, that is vertical force, that is 200 sin 45. So that will be positive only because it is clockwise. 200 sin 45. The distance is 3 plus 3 plus 3. It means the distance is 9. Distance is 9. Then we are having RVE. RVE is there. So we are having minus RVE. The distance up to that is 3, 3, 3, 3. It means 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 means 12. The distance is 12. Now we can take RVE here. RVE into 12 is equal to 100 into 3 plus 60 into 4.5 plus 100 plus 200 cos 45 into cos 45 will be 0, so we need not to consider here. We will directly take sin 45. Sin 45 into 9. Okay. Then R VE will be is equal to 100 into 3 plus 60 into 4.5 plus 100 plus 200 sin 45 into 9 divided by 12. Okay, divided by 12. This will be the value of RVE. I am having the value already here. So I am writing over here. The value is 161 point. I am having the value 899. 161.899 kilonewton I am having here. So I am writing it over here. See, now RVE is there. RHA we are having. RHVA we don't have. But this equation is already there. RVA plus RVE is equal to 100 plus like that 301.421 kilonewton we have got. Put the value of RVE in equation number 2. Then we will get RVA. So RVA is equal to 301.421 minus 161.899. So RVA we can calculate by inserting the value of RVE here in that equation number 2. So 301.421 minus 161.899. I am already having the value, so I am writing over here 139.521 kilonewton I am getting. 521 kilonewton. Okay. So we are having the value of RVA as well as RHA. Now we can find out RA. RA is equal to square root of RHA square plus RVA square. That is square root of one value of 141. 141 here it is there 141.421 square plus 139.521 square. So the answer I am already having, so I am writing that answer. It is 198.660. That much of kilonewton. This is the value of RA. Hope you could understand this sum thoroughly. Thank you for watching. Please, if you like this, please subscribe.